Testing, testing. Okay, so I'm out at the garden plot, and I noticed that my plot has a lot more snow than any of the other plots. And I think that's because of the wood chips I added. This is also a test. I've never really used this selfie stick before, so it's kind of fun. But if you walk around, it snowed a few days ago, but today is 43 degrees. And my plot is a little bit more shaded than the other plots. But if you look, I added a few inches of wood chips before the winter this year, and it really seems to insulate my plot pretty well. Which may keep it a little bit colder, but also I think warmer, so just like it's like a blanket, does both. But even this plot, which is pretty close to my plot, has what appears to me to be less snow cover. So just sort of an observational thing. Today I'm hoping to get a little bit more soil in, if I can pull it from over there. And I also have name tags for the trees that are metal, I think made of aluminum, so they shouldn't oxidize too much. But I never got into actually tagging the trees, and so I have a few things like this plum tree here, if I can get it pointed. And there's some of the plastic tags, but those plastic tags they tend to break off over time and fade. So I've got metal tags that are supposed to hold up pretty well. This is the plot. We can see the first time we had it was last year. We've added a lot since then. The fence video that I made recently. My friend Aaron and I also built this fence, and it sort of works. It's a pretty simple design. We just put one nail in each corner, which if we were to do it again, I would probably use screws and use more than one, because the whole fence sagged, and now, and this post also where we had the anchor slid a little bit, and so this latch mechanism we built doesn't work at all. So if I were to do it again, I would have a really big latch mechanism, and I would use more screws so it doesn't sag. But if you look down here, this rock also does the trick. So we just kick that to the side, like so, and open the fence. Simple as that. Kind of have to lift it, but it can get a wheelbarrow through pretty easily, and that's really what we're looking for. So if I walk with the camera, try not to hit anything, hopefully not making you dizzy. It's pretty amazing because it was 60 or 70 degrees out. It then got down to 30 and snowed a whole bunch, and now it's back up to, I don't know, 45 maybe? Which at the end of the winter is very warm. In the fall times it's kind of cold, but then you get used to it, and this feels great. So I've got just 2 shirts on and I feel fine. But if you look over here, I've got a couple trees. There's a pear tree and an apple tree. Now I had actually 5 trees that I'd planted in addition to that plum tree. And if you look over here, you might be able to see the the dead trees, because at that point the bunny fence wasn't actually all the way done. I thought it was, but it wasn't, and they came in and collared the trees. So after a while I pulled them up because technically they're still under warranty, so we'll see if they accept them. They're just from Walmart, I know, from Lowe's. That being said, they were an amazing value because these trees were pretty big and they were $20 with a 1-year warranty. So I know it's better to buy from, as I say, locally sourced and things like that, but these were a pretty good value. But when I pulled them out of the ground, the bunnies just went to town, and they chewed up tried to decide of the barks. This was before I finished the fence. But so today I'll go through and I'll mark those grapes. There's a couple of grapes around the garden plot. I'll mark the apple tree I have, the pear tree, the raspberries. Although I don't actually know what some of those varieties are. They're just the ones that grew up in my house. Got some currants and some honeyberries, which are... I actually protected the honeyberries before the rabbits came in too much, so if I can maybe get down behind this one, they're doing pretty well. I'm interested to try those. I haven't actually eaten them before. This was a potato pile that I never actually got around to harvesting. So we'll see if they come back this year. It might just be rotted. They grew extremely well. So those were potatoes out of Seed Savers. I think they were a red russet potato or something, I'm not sure. This was my jerry-rigged pea cage, mostly made out of old tomato trellises that were in the garden when I inherited it. So I cut them open and made I don't know if you can see the design very well, but it's kind of a fun little, well, if you like disorder, it's a fun trellis, and it was also free. It's not the neatest thing. If you look over, there's actually, so my name's Reed, and there's another guy, Reed, who actually has that garden. And he has some pretty amazing trellises. I think, yeah, He knows what design is. So if you look, there's one there, and he had a couple other ones that he's taking down for the season. But that's a much more attractive trellis, but probably not free. So I call it 1-to-1. Yeah, so that's kind of the plan for the day. Mostly, it's a Sunday, just tinker around. Pretty soon, I can take down this fig tree contraption. There's actually a fig tree in here, underneath all that thermal mass. I read online, some people wrap them in a tarp, some people wrap them in a tarp and put them in the ground for the winter. I thought I would just put it in the ground, like bare root, and then cover it in organic matter to insulate it. And then I'll try to, when it gets warm enough, as soon as it gets warm enough, I'll take it off so it doesn't rot the trunk. It may rot the trunk anyway, but it's an experiment. I have several more at my house just in pots. So yeah, that's the plan for the day. I'm sure, well actually, let's go look at the wood pile. Well, it's not a wood pile, it's the tree storage, the tree live storage when they come this spring. I should be getting a video up of that pretty soon. Yeah, so this is that pile I made. It's kind of covered in wood chips right now. But that's fine, or in snow, but that's fine. The pallet kind of fell back, so I might look for more wood. Maybe make it a little bit taller, just in case I have to let the trees grow for more than a season. We'll see how that goes. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.